Hey guys, my name is Brineybeard and welcome to Cuphead. This is the third out of 4 videos in which I'll teach you how to complete every boss in the game. Here I'll showcase our third world bosses and give you tips on how to beat them. I'm using a keyboard to play and these are my control settings. I use WASD for movement, the numpad for shooting and power attacks, and the tab button for changing weapons. In the description you'll find a timestamp about every boss, so you can skip to that part of the video if you want to. So let's go! Captain Brineybeard, definitely a difficult boss battle, but it's very predictable, there's not much RNG here, so you know what's coming when it's coming. Okay, so for the first stage is pretty easy, you just have to dodge these, or you can parry them of course if you want to. I don't bother parrying because I usually don't use my super that much. Now this octopus, when he appears, he's gonna make the screen black. If that happens, make sure you go to the left side of the screen until the blackness disappears. And it does not do damage to you, which is good. Now this is the second one, this is the shark. If that happens, just go to the right side and shoot the shark, which is on the left side. So far so easy, the hard part comes now. When the ship starts spitting out cannonballs. This is the third attack, by the way, the hounds. You should know exactly what's happening because there's an animation for each of these attacks. You just have to learn which one comes after which, and you'll be okay. Now you could use a tracer weapon here, but it's gonna target the chest on the top, so I don't suggest using it until later on. Yeah, so basically the easiest one is the shark, because it just makes you go to the right side, and whenever you see the ship making this animation for spitting stuff, then you can, you know, you can jump. Okay, so this ship now is gonna change. This is the last stage, which is a pretty easy stage actually. He's gonna spit that out. When he takes out his lasers, you can then switch to the tracer weapon, but not beforehand. As you can see, this is targeting only the chest and it's not working at all. You cannot avoid this, by the way, when it happens, unfortunately. When he finishes with the laser, you can jump and use the pea shooter, and that's the whole boss battle. Sally's Stageplay, the easiest boss in this whole world. She's very easy because you can just stay in one place and shoot her. She's almost always on the ground. If you have the smoke bomb, this level is a piece of cake. If you don't have it, then it is definitely not gonna be the easiest level for you guys. So I suggest having a smoke bomb, which is the invincibility dash, and you're gonna be fine. Whenever she shoots at you, just dash out of the way and you should be okay. And as soon as she jumps up there and screams, you should get out of the way too. Because she's gonna fall on you if you don't. So here make sure you use all your power-ups, because this is the hardest part of this boss and you wanna be done with it as quick as possible. And again, if you don't have the smoke bomb, this is gonna be very difficult for you guys because you have to dodge so many projectiles. And she's constantly on the screen, there's constant mice everywhere, constant baby bottles. Yeah, it's a pretty difficult part. This one, however, is very easy. With the smoke dash, of course. Destroy that. If you don't have the dash, you have to do a parry on the star. These are very easy to avoid, just go left and right and you should be okay. Now this actually was my very first time seeing this part, and I beat it from the first time. This umbrella part was the first time I saw it. So as you can see, it is very easy and you shouldn't really need my help for this, but again, it's a boss and I have to cover it in this video because it's a video on all the bosses. Shoot upwards. And of course you can get the tracer weapon, which could also help with this section especially. And that's it. Phantom Express, definitely a difficult level because it relies a lot on luck. So the first stage is super easy, just stay on the far left side and he's gonna shoot eyeballs at you. Whenever your card moves, make sure that no eyeballs are on the screen, and then you can jump and parry the left side. The auto parry power up here is the best thing you can use. Don't go for extra hard, but go for the auto parry. At this part, when I did this for the first time, I did not have the auto parry, that's why I did not use it. However, after I bought it, I completed the level from the first attempt with the auto parry, so I suggest doing that. Now here it depends all on luck when the head is gonna appear, so you can get lucky or you can get super unlucky. As you can see, I got super lucky here, and he appeared where I ended up. So the stage is actually pretty easy. You just stay down there, and whenever one of the heads starts to transform, you can go to the opposite side. Whenever you see a ghost, definitely go after it. Kill it as fast as possible. Everything else is not priority. The priority here is to destroy the ghost. And whenever one head fires, you can go to the opposite side. Definitely go for the opposite side. And again, the ghosts are your priority. Go for the ghosts first. And then worry about everything else. Okay, so go as close as possible to the boss when he fires, and right before he fires you can go to the opposite side. Okay, and here comes the last stage. For here, make sure you are on the very left side and parry his tail. Parrying the tail is gonna open up his heart. Make sure you watch out for the spinning circles on the bottom. They are the hardest ones to see because their color is white. Here use your super, which is the invincibility. I prefer the invincibility here because the other ones don't serve much purpose in this level, so use that super. And again, watch out for the spinning circles on the bottom. That is it. Werner Werman, or Werman, however you wanna say it. Okay, so for this boss, this is the second easiest boss in this whole world. For the first stage, make sure you jump exactly where these things land, because that's the part which is not gonna hurt you. It's gonna fall down and spread to the sides. If you land exactly where it landed, you should be fine. So for this part, make sure you have the smoke bomb equipped and don't parry on these. If you don't have the smoke bomb equipped, you have to parry a lot to jump over the mouse. In this part, he's gonna go up and down. As soon as he goes down, shoot up. As soon as he goes up, wait for a little bit and then jump down. And by this point you should have the super fully charged. I waited a little bit to get a clearance, and there we go, this is the last stage. As you can see, it's very easy and very quick stage. A very quick boss battle. So for this again, use a smoke bomb. And kill the ghosts if you can, of course. Because they'll shoot you. Of course you can also parry their attacks, but I don't. Because it's very risky if you do. If you parry it, you're gonna jump upwards and you could hit the cat. And that's it, guys. Rumor Honeybottoms. One of the hardest bosses in the game for some people if they don't use the lobber weapon. Make sure you buy the lobber weapon before you start this level. I tried this level for like 30 times. And once I bought this, I beat it from the first attempt. Yes, with this weapon it is extremely easy. And the hardest part is the first and second stages. The last stage is super easy with the lobber, but without the lobber it is very difficult. So make sure you look at her hand when she appears, and she's gonna spawn random stuff. This is a random thing, and if you use a tracer weapon on it, it is gonna lock onto it and not on the boss. So as you can see, this is the hardest part here. Try to get as close to her as possible and use the lobber weapon because it does a lot of damage. The tracer weapon does not do much damage. Try to avoid these, do not stay directly at the corners of the triangle, and on this stage stay right next to her. Whenever you see a bee coming to you, dash out of the way or use your super. You should have the max super by now. Whenever you see a bee coming your way, just dash with the smoke bomb, of course. Don't use the extra hard because it's not gonna help you much, but the dash is gonna help you a lot. So for this stage, this is the easiest stage with the lobber, and you have to begin it at the left side, because at the left side you're not gonna take any damage. And with the lobber, as you can see, you can just shoot down, and that is it. Without the lobber, it will be very, very difficult. So good luck on this one. Dr. Kahl's robot. For some people, the hardest boss in the whole game. For me, it is most likely the third boss, the third hardest boss. So the way this boss works is he has 3 different parts on his body. Once you destroy one part of his body, he's gonna change the attack pattern on that part. So what I suggest is not destroying the middle part, because the middle part is the easiest to deal with in the first stage. So go for the head or for the bottom side. The bottom side, as you can see, spawns these easy to dodge and easy to kill projectiles, so you can go for that first, because the top part, when it changes, it makes a bad attack. As you can see, it shoots bolts at you, and they're a lot more difficult to deal with. For the middle part, just go close to it and parry it. It's gonna stop the attack. That's why I don't destroy that first. So when you destroy the bottom part, it's gonna shoot tracer bombs at you, which is not good. Whenever his heart comes out, just shoot at the heart and use lots of your power attacks, if you can. Don't bother with the magnet, it's not gonna cause us many issues. Okay, so this is the most like the easiest part. Whenever it goes off screen, shrink to go to the opposite side of the screen. It's gonna help you with the movement a lot. You have to move quickly to that part. If 3 bombs collide, they're gonna explode, so try to also make them touch each other. So for this stage, do not look at the boss. The first time I actually saw this boss was when I was editing this video. Yes, I did not even see how the boss looked like in-game. Don't look at it, just look at your ship and how you can prevent getting killed. Use as many weapons as possible as you can. I currently have 3 to use, but I was not looking. And just shoot. This only depends on reflexes. I cannot help you out with this stage, even though this is most likely the hardest stage. Actually, no, it's not the hardest stage. The first stage is the hardest, with all the different attacks. You just need to dodge these and you are done. That is it. Cala Maria, definitely a hard boss because of the randomness. It all depends on RNG here. She has a bunch of attacks, and you can get the easiest attacks or you could get the hardest attacks. This is the easiest attack. You can dodge, she just shoots a bunch of projectiles and you just go up and down and you're done. Okay, this is a difficult one. If she combines it with another one, it's even more difficult. As you can see, she's combining 2 of these powers she has. But again, these are not the hardest ones. The hardest one is this, the horsey. When the horsey appears, it's gonna spew this out, and if it goes close to you, you should shrink to avoid it quickly. This, with a combination with the sailors, is also a difficult attack to dodge. Just shrink whenever you hear the sound cue and you'll be okay. Okay, this is the next stage. You should go as quick as possible through the first stage, because that's the hardest stage, in my opinion. This is also a hard stage because of all the eels. If she freezes you and all these eels shoot at you at the same time, it is a horrible thing, because it's very hard to dodge. I got very lucky here, and she did not freeze me when the eels were on the screen. Again, this depends all on luck. You could be the best player ever, but you could get screwed over by RNG. She's gonna freeze you here. You can of course avoid that too if you're close enough to her, but again this is very difficult. Use all your power-ups at the end here and that is it. And guys, this is it for all the bosses in World 3. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. If you have trouble with any of the other worlds, you can click on any of the videos on the screen or in the description. If you found the video useful, then leave a like. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.